Welcome, everybody, to the Swiss Army Man podcast, episode number 12. I have another special guest today, and with us today is my man, Logan Parks. How are you doing, Logan?
How's it going? I'm doing great.
So what are you doing on this fine Wednesday? So I'm giving it away. We're recording on Wednesday. I probably won't be up till tomorrow, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm enjoying having a day off of work.
Yeah. You work overnight shifts, correct?
Yeah, night shifts. It's great. Yeah. I came home and got off early. Came home and went to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Nice. Yeah. It's always nice. I've worked overnight shifts before, and I still kind of do work overnight shifts, but they're just like really early morning shifts, like 1:30 in the morning, 12 midnight.
Yeah, your work schedule is crazy.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It works though. It works for what I got to do. So, So I guess to start it off, like I did last week, what is I guess we'll run through a little bit of introduction on maybe even how we connected, and then also look a little bit about yourself and tell people who you are so they can kind of get a feel for who you are. So what do you do? If you don't have to say exactly the company or anything like that, whatever, but just general, how old are you? What you aspire to do. If you don't want to talk about your work, I know we've talked a little bit off air about some stuff. So tell people what you want them to know about you.
Well, I'm 20 years old. Don't really have much college or anything like that. I work at a cabinet making factory on an assembly line, and I make about 1,200 cabinets in 10 hours, 4 nights a week.
Damn, that's a lot of cabinets. That's a
lot. Yeah. I'm busy as hell the whole night.
Is that one of those assembly lines where it's like a specific thing? Like you're like, I have the upper right screw that I had to put in, or is it like
basically? Yeah, all I do is screw in I just screw in the rails for the drawers.
Oh, okay,
that's it.
That's all. It. That's tedious. That's tedious, right there.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over and over and over, 10 hours long.
Well, I mean, it's at least it's a job, right? So there's something to do, pays the bills, right? I know everybody, a lot of people have jobs they don't necessarily find their passion in, but I know there are some things since we have talked that you do have some passion for. Anything that you want to aspire to be since you're 20, you're a young guy. Anything you aspire to be going forward? Anything you want to work on or get into that field? Is there anything like that for you?
I mean, I've always loved football ever since I was a young kid. I'm 5 nothing, so I wasn't exactly that good at it. But I've just always been. I just loved the players, the business side, everything about football. So I'm not really huge into the college aspect, just because it's too much in and out, and players in the NFL kind of stick around.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier to keep up with that than every year there's a whole new set of starters on the damn field.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm with you on college football is I can tell you the basic teams, like the big teams. I know the players, the big prospects and stuff, but I don't know. You can't tell. I couldn't tell you who the third string DB at Fordham is. You know what I mean? I don't know. I couldn't tell you the first string DB at Fordham either. But
I've always and paying attention to the players. Used to, it was a fun game for my brother, and whenever his friends were over at the house, whenever we'd be watching a game, he'd just, hey Logan, who's number, whatever his number is on whatever team, and I know because I didn't have Xbox Live, so I had to update the rosters on my own. So that's what I would do. I'd get off of school, I'd come home, and I'd just sit and just update the rosters all night long.
Yeah,
I learned.
Yeah, you have to when you're manually putting things in. You're probably a visual learner, sort of like I am. If I have to do something where I actually see it, then it just gets stuck in.
It's kind of on and off with me, really.
Yeah.
It just depends on what it is, how I learn it. Usually if it's work, don't bother telling me how to do it. It's gonna go in one ear and out the other. Just do it. I'll watch.
Yeah,
and then let me try it.
Yeah, I'm that's actually, it's basically the whole reason why this podcast is named what it is. I'm one of those type of people where it's like I can figure it out. Like it's like I'll see it. I won't ever be like great at it, but like I'll be like just kind of I can be really good at something. Like, and then that's basically what a Swiss Army knife is. It's essentially a bunch of things that are good enough, but like when you put it together, it makes kind of like this like better than it should be tool. Like, so
yeah, it's not perfect for anything, but it's good for everything.
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. And I know we've obviously talked, but like a little bit. I know you're a fan of stand-up comedy as well. I know I am as well. I'm a huge stand-up comedy guy too. So I know we talked about that. So
yeah, I want to try my hand in stand-up whenever I finally get a couple of jokes that make everybody laugh, not just, my fiance.
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing is like, especially want to go up confident. I'm sure like anything, you're going to not be perfect at it when you start, but like, you're going to have some like figure out the ebbs and flows of it. But from the conversations we've had, you're definitely a funny individual. I can see you going down that.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. So, my main goal that's going to help boost my confidence in that is if I can ever get her dad to laugh, because he's got the exact opposite sense of humor that I have. Right. So yeah.
I mean, that's good to have like your your white whale there. Like, you're
like, exactly.
If I get it,
like if I can make him laugh, I can make damn near anybody laugh. Yeah.
Right.
Still working on that one though. He almost tried to fight me because I told a joke once.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, you're on the opposite spectrum there.
Oh yeah. What the hell does that mean? I don't know how to explain it to you. It's a joke.
That's an uphill battle right there. That's
yeah.
That's me trying to get in my driveway a minute ago. It's so bad. It's slightly uphill, and there's just like the snow's like slightly like melting. So it was like just going nowhere. It was awesome. It was super fun.
Oh yeah, I bet that's fun. It's 60 degrees here.
Yeah, I talked to my brother today. He lives in Virginia, and he was like, it's 70, and I'm going. My dad went golfing today, and I was like, man, fuck you.
Yeah. Kentucky is just complete bullshit. Like I told I can't remember. It was another Lions fan on Twitter. He posted a picture of him in Kentucky, and there was snow on his truck. I was like, yeah. Welcome to Kentucky, where Mother Nature has her menstrual cycle.
Yeah. It's
pretty much.
I mean. That's how it is here. I mean, sort of. I mean, we just got like 11 inches. So I think it was 10 to 11 inches yesterday, and then today it's like not really cold outside. Like you could probably go outside and just hang out in a t-shirt, but it's like there's snow on everywhere, so it's like it makes no sense. So it's not too bad.
It snowed like 2 weeks ago here, and now it's 60.
I mean, that's
at the end of November.
I mean, that's a global warming for you. No, just kidding. I feel like it's always been like that. Like growing up, people are like, "Oh, it gets so cold," and then it's like everywhere I've ever lived, and I've lived in quite a few places. It seems like everywhere's weather is just kind of goofy like that. It seems like it has some weird quirks. Like for when I first moved to Colorado, it would rain like at 4:00 almost every day. Like it was like for like 10 minutes, and then it'd stop. And it's like, okay, well, that's a weird little thing, I guess, that happens every day. So
yeah. See, I have family that lives in Florida, and so we used to go down there and visit pretty much every year. Yeah. It's the same thing there. It's like they schedule out an hour block in the middle of the day, and they're gonna have a light rain this entire time. It's basically they just put it in there so you can just take a lunch trip from the beach.
Yeah.
So you can just go get something to eat. No, it's raining. Let's go inside, guys. That's pretty much what it is.
That was my favorite time, is being at the beaches when it was raining. I liked it when it rained. It was cool because then everyone left and stuff, and you're like, okay, I can just hang out. And it's usually not ever heavy rain. It was like always like just sprinkles and stuff.
Yeah. The last time that I went to Florida, we were in Orlando, and we went to Disney. Yeah. And for some reason, it decided to rain all fucking week. And back here in Kentucky, the rest of my family was like, it feels great.
That's always good. That's always good when you leave for vacation and it's nicer where you're actually at. That's always fun.
Yeah. Me and my fiance are going down to Florida in April, and I'm sure it's going to rain all week too, just because it's my luck.
I mean, that's well, I'll make sure I plan my vacation not for April because I think I think we're gonna try to do something not in Florida, but it's like like my wife wants to do a cruise. We've never done one, so I think that's her thing. So I think they leave mostly. Trying to leave out of Cape Canaveral, I guess it is. I guess that's where they all leave or whatever, Port Canaveral or whatever.
I don't know. I've been on one cruise and I was too young to remember it, so. But I know that she said no cruise. She wants to go to the Bahamas for the honeymoon, but no cruise. She said we're not cruising there.
I don't know. We got the little one, so I'm like, man, I hope they don't get seasick. That's all. I'm like, I don't want to spend 5 days trying to deal with seasick kids.
Oh yeah, it was tough. I had plenty of stories from that though that I don't remember. I was just there. All I did was just play with I had a little toy cruise ship that I was
nice.
driving that around on the deck, and the only thing that I was concerned with at all was accidentally losing that thing over the edge.
Yeah,
that's all I cared about. But my brother was like 14 whenever we went on the trip, and my parents didn't realize that he could get alcohol.
Oh shit!
And he didn't either.
Nice.
And so he went and he ordered he just like looked at the menu. He was like, I want this strawberry thing, and he came back home at 14 years, or back to the room at 14 years old, just plastered drunk.
That's awesome.
My parents were just like,
he's like, these are great. He got like 10 of them. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Just I put them on my room.
That's awesome.
That's exactly how it was.
I can imagine that. I actually accidentally got drunk. The first time I ever got drunk was accidentally. I drank some apple juice that was in our fridge that had expired like a long time ago. Like it was in the back of the fridge. I woke up in the middle of the night and I chugged it. It was like maybe like a fourth of it was left. It was like one of those big Mott's ones. Just took it straight. And I was like, sweet. Got to school like a couple hours later. Was like, I don't feel so good. It threw up a bunch and then went home and my mom was like, what'd you have? And I was like, I drank that apple juice. And she like looked at it and she's like, this has been expired for a year. Yeah. So
well,
clean out your fridges, people.
Well, no, I mean, hey, if you want a cheap way to get drunk, just buy apple juice and leave it in there for a year.
Yeah. That also as a kid, you never check labels to see if anything's good or not.
Oh, I did. I learned real quick because I took a giant gulp of cottage cheese flavored milk. Oh, it was the nastiest shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I always worry about that. Even if it's like the good date, I'm just like, I don't want it to be lumpy. Please don't.
Yeah, you always open it up and you got to smell it first.
Yeah.
Every single time. I always do.
My son drinks like whole milk. So I swear it's probably a conspiracy, but I think it goes bad quicker. I don't know why. It seems like the dates are always shorter. And like, so I'm always smelling it and like, I'm like, I don't want to catch that bad smell. That's not a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah, my fiance bought some like almond milk or whatever.
Oh yeah,
she took like 2 sips out of it, and that was it. Like in the summer, that shit's still not expired.
I bet that stuff lasts forever. I do that on my keto diet when I'm doing keto. It's like I use the unsweetened almond milk for a bunch of stuff because it has like 1 carb or something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went on a keto for 2 weeks. I lost 15 pounds, but fuck, I was miserable.
It's a good diet, but it you have to almost like, it's like you do get over it at certain points, but then like you figure out like, I mean, when you start seeing, like for me, I was like, I needed to see the results. So I was like, okay, I've lost a bunch. So it worked out really well for me. I know my buddy who's doing it now, he's lost quite a bit. And I'm like, he's like, it's not the funnest thing to do, but he's like, I can still eat some stuff and it's not the most constrictive diet. So it's like, okay. So
yeah,
I think it works, but it just, you definitely have to like buy in and like be like, well, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah, it was just tough for me because I never realized how much I love pizza and tacos and how much shit is like just bread is in every fucking thing that you enjoy. Like I don't like, I'm fat, but not for the lack of healthy eating. Like I love fruits, vegetables. Like I'll eat a salad like crazy, but I didn't realize my fiance gave me like this cup with that much like honey mustard in it for me to put on my salad. And I was like, what the I might as well just go eat a tree. What the hell? Like that, it's no flavor. in here.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, that's how many carbs you're allowed to have. And I was like,
you're like, yeah. It
perfect.
sucks.
So that's the way it is.
Yeah, see, I'm very lucky. I don't really use any condiments or dressings or anything. So I was like, that part was like, okay. I eat my stuff plain anyway for the most part. I just salted it. Like that's what I normally do anyway. So it worked out for me. That was like one of the things that helped. But like, yeah, condiments, a lot of hidden carbs in the condiments there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember whenever I was a kid, my mom used to like take me through like the salad buffet or whatever. The salad bar, and she'd just be holding me, and I just like point at shit that I wanted. She didn't even have to order actual food for me. She just put a bunch of vegetables on a plate, and I'm good. Like I was the cheapest date ever.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, man, why not? I mean, like, I wish my kids ate vegetables. My kids hate all vegetables. I'm like, and then my wife makes them for them for dinner, and like they don't eat them, and then she gets pissed off. And it's like, yeah, I mean, they're kids. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They're gonna eat what they want.
Yeah. That's the way my brother was. He wouldn't touch a vegetable. He would hardly eat anything. He was picky as hell, and so like it became a game. Like he loves mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So my dad like made him a thing of mashed potatoes. He put one pea right in the middle of it, like right there, hidden inside of the center. Oh, as soon as he got that one pea, he just spit it out and was like,
he's like, what is this?
Why'd you put a pea in there? Like he didn't even see it. Like he just spit it across the room.
Yeah.
He just knew, for some reason he knew, and he wouldn't touch his plate. He wouldn't touch his plate the rest of the night. I was like, oh my God.
It's like,
get him some Dino Nuggets.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, if they're going to eat it, they're going to eat it. My brother's like the pickiest eater too. He literally will not like, he eats the same thing. It's like bacon, waffle fries from Chick-fil-A, sweet tea. Like, it's like, that's his diet. Like he doesn't eat much else. Like, yeah. As a kid and now that's just how that's how he rolls. So, I mean,
yeah.
What are you supposed to do? You know,
I want Taco Bell and like a burger so bad. Like after I get off of work, there's nothing I want because I have to drive right past a Taco Bell and a McDonald's right there.
Yeah.
But it's 6 o'clock in the morning and they aren't serving the shit that I want to eat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, that's the worst is like starting and then you're like, by the time I get lucky because like usually by the time I'm off, like I really want like a dinnery food and like they're just starting lunch. But like, yeah, most of the day I'm like, you're still on breakfast and I'm not in breakfast mode right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it sucks so much. And my fiance loves it because I don't stop and buy something every single day after work.
Yeah. I mean, it helps. That helps with the,
yeah. It helps her.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, like I have to be in the mood to eat certain things at certain times because if not, I'm just gonna be like, this is pointless and I don't want this, and then I'll feel bad because I'll be like, I ate something that probably wasn't the greatest and I didn't want it anyway, so I was like, screw it. Yeah, doesn't matter. I don't care. Not at all. Well, so it's football season, obviously, big football.
Yeah.
So my Lions are about ready to probably lose on Thanksgiving again. And I don't know. It feels
like it's been a long time since they've won on Thanksgiving. I don't know. They might have won last year.
I always just remember the bad ones. Like I remember the Colts. I remember the Colts and Peyton Manning throwing like 6 touchdowns and by halftime, and I think they benched him and took him out. And then I remember Joey Harrington going to the Dolphins and like torching us the first year back because somehow we played the Dolphins on Thanksgiving the year we let him go, and he went to the Dolphins and he just threw for like he had like the game of his career against us, stuff like that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean the Eagles don't really play much on Thanksgiving. I mean, I know this week we have the Dolphins, which as pissed off as I've been in the last couple of weeks, it feels great. We'll find a way to fuck it up, I'm sure.
Well, I was actually looking at that. That was one of my questions. Are you guys going to win the division?
I don't know. Everybody's talking about how the Cowboys stink and which it's literally a week-to-week thing. If the Cowboys win, they're the greatest team on earth. If they lose, they suck. It's the most annoying shit.
Yeah.
ever. I can't stand it.
It's Cowboy. It's Cowboys Nation. It's like one of those like stupid like they're almost as bad as Lions fans. Like Lions fans right now are all like, let's fire Patricia and get rid. I'm like, he's on year 2 and his quarterback's injured. Like what the fuck? Like 2, like give him at least 3 years before you start complaining. Like Jesus. Like
yeah, and that's the thing that nobody really remembers. I'm pretty sure it was this training camp when Jeff Driscoll was with the Bengals.
Yeah.
They moved him to wide receiver.
Yeah.
In training camp and then cut him.
Yeah.
And now he's the starting quarterback for the Detroit Lions. You guys got a great guy.
I mean, well, we tried to pick up somebody else and then we tried to I guess the XFL said no on that. And then I guess I heard on the Pat McAfee show today that we might even be starting somebody else this week. Some dude I've never heard of. So, I mean, it's going to go well, I'm sure. But
yeah.
But I was looking at your guys' last 5 games and the Cowboys' last 5 games, and I think it's going to come down to your guys' game that you play against each other on who wins the division.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Because you guys should. I had you guys both having the same record, and then that game, whoever wins that game, being the important one.
Yeah. It's been a tough last few weeks for us, and our schedule's starting to line out. I mean, even if we get in the playoffs, this team has no shot at a Super Bowl. I know it.
Anything can happen.
No. We can't get guys open.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelson Aguilar's back to dropping balls all the time, just always. Did you see the video where the dude in Philly was catching kids coming out?
Oh, yeah, the fire
house on fire, and then he took that opportunity to take a shot at Nelson Aguilar, and then the next day he was like, "Oh, great, get him tickets! Get his ass on the field."
Yeah.
No, sign him.
That's so funny. It's that's such a Philly fan thing to do. So I went to college in South Jersey, so I went to a Eagles game, probably I think maybe the second or third week that year, and they played the Redskins, and the Redskins scored a touchdown, and the dude started doing the Eagles chant, and they were just throwing beer bottles at him and stuff. It's Philly fans are they're just they're like that.
Yeah,
I mean, they threw snowballs at Santa Claus. I mean,
yeah, we're the same way as the Cowboys fans and the Lions fans. We everybody in Philly's disagreeing. Everybody's saying Carson Wentz sucks or Carson Wentz is great. We just don't have anybody to catch the ball, or no, everything's fine. It's just Jim Schwartz sucks. But I mean, if you've looked at Jim Schwartz is the only reason we've been close to any of the games. And
I would agree. I would say that Jim Schwartz. I wish Jim Schwartz was still Lions coach. I liked him when he was our coach. Honestly, he was fiery. He was he wanted to go out and win, and he just didn't have. They didn't have the team around him at the time. They gave him almost no. If they gave him what they gave Patricia, which was basically the ability to go get whatever he needed, I think Jim Schwartz would have done fine. They just didn't give him that ability.
Well, he also didn't have the power that Patricia had. Because
for sure,
if they decided to say no, we're not going to let you do that, he can just I'll stay with the Patriots, win another Super Bowl, and then next year another team will give me that.
Definitely, cool. Patricia had all of the leverage. I mean, it was which I like. I actually think in this situation we actually needed him to have somebody who he communicates with well in Bob Quinn and is able to actually get what he needs and what he wants to bring in. Because if he doesn't, you're just screwed. You're not gonna if you have your GM and your coach at odds, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and I've told all of my friends going into free agency, Trey Flowers to the Lions is the biggest lock ever. Yeah. They're gonna pay him however much money he wants, but he's gonna be there. And then that Mike Daniels pickup, that's ridiculous. That's insane. That D line is scary.
Well, that's the thing that everyone's I don't see how our defense is bad. If you look at Patricia's always had a fairly bad defense. He specifically goes on certain things and they're good at that and then bad at other things. But it's not, none of those guys would be there without Patricia being there. So it's you can't be give this roster to somebody else. It's none of those dudes would even be here without him being here. So
yeah, and he's kind of molding it like Belichick's defense is, with guys that can play in different spots. You know, he has the ability to run a 3-4 or a 4-3 front. Yeah. And all those guys can move up and down the line. And the linebackers are, you know, versatile enough to be able to play coverage and also rush the passer. That's really where I see the biggest fall off from the Patriots to the Lions is, you know, Devin Kennard and Christian Jones. They're not really up to par with Hightower and Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah. Well, if we didn't trade Kyle Van Noy for like a 7th round pick, we'd be fine.
Yeah, but that was before Patricia came in.
That was because Patricia wanted him and like took him up from us. Like,
yeah.
Fucking yeah. So the guy has the ability. I mean, all you have to do is look at the past Patriots lineups and see that he knows what he wants, and when he can bring it in. So I'm like, don't give him just 2 years. Like the first year was really not even really a full year. Like, I mean, he did have a little bit of say, but it was like still getting his feet wet, trying to figure out how to clear the stuff off the roster that like he didn't want around, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. He's working on getting his players still. He's molding the roster to his own. And I think another thing is that it's pissing Lions fans off that he's getting rid of guys.
Oh yeah. You know, well, I don't mind it.
You know, I mean, if you trust him, I wouldn't mind it either. Like I know whenever we were transferring out of the Chip Kelly era, they shipped off a bunch of players like, perfect. I don't know what the hell they're doing here anyways.
Yeah.
We paid Byron Maxwell like $100 million to get beat.
Yeah. That's it. But y'all had like one of the most disappointing teams ever. So I mean, with the dream team,
you don't have to remind me.
That was it was like everyone's like, oh, they're gonna be the greatest team ever, and you're like,
that was before Chip Kelly. That's what got Andy Reid.
Well, those were all the like contracts he had to clear. Were all those fucking guys like?
Yeah, like, I was so pissed whenever I heard fucking the backup quarterback Vince Young. Shut the hell up. It's the dream team, bitch. You sit on the bench and shut up. Be a good backup.
Yeah, you haven't been a good quarterback since college. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go back to Texas, dumbass. Shut up. Yeah. And what happens? 4-12, we lose Andy Reid. Here's Chip Kelly, the savior, and we have one good season with Nick Foles back whenever he had that Justin Bieber haircut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
then they got rid of him. They were like, fucking.
Yeah. Let's trade Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. And the main reason that he did that is so he could sign DeMarco Murray, because Bradford and Murray were college roommates. Teammates.
Yeah.
And so that came in, and what happened by the end of the year, DeMarco Murray was on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, it was a weird time in football. That was like, like, what? You're like this, these things should work. But I think that's the thing. Chip Kelly is not a pro quarterback or a pro coach. Just not. Like you can't treat guys like that in the pros. There's not.
Well, you can't win with running no huddle in the NFL. Mm-mm. These dudes are old. They are tired.
Yeah, especially when you run when your defense is you're not built to really stop anybody, and you're just kind of playing for a shootout. Like your defense on the field for that long, this not gonna be good.
And nobody's winning a shootout with Sam Bradford at quarterback.
No, not since college.
Not since 6 blown knees.
Yeah. That was he was a good player in college. I just didn't transfer over at all. Like
no,
which is the one thing that I think is very strange, since they went to the rookie cap wage, like where it wasn't like let's pay the guy like a franchise quarterback straight out of college. Like it seems like the quarterbacks have gotten better. Like adapted better for the most part, like because there was so many first round busts there for a while that it was like, holy shit. Now it's like, guys, okay. I think they're giving them more time because they're so cheap that it's like, let's not try to figure out how to get out of their contract after 2 years. Like let's let them like play through their 4-year whatever rookie contract.
Yeah, let's build the team around them so we can win a Super Bowl with them, and then pay them. Like, the biggest waste of money in the world, that Rams quarterback Goff.
Jared Goff. That's
I know his name. I just didn't want to say.
Oh, that's a bad. I was like, I never was super impressed with Jared Goff either. I was like, even when they went to the Super Bowl, I was like, more Todd Gurley than.
Did you see how he played in that Super Bowl?
Yeah,
you let one good defensive head coach get a hold of him, and
it was bad.
Yeah, and Belichick just ran circles around him.
Yeah,
and McVay just couldn't adapt.
No,
I think it really felt like kind of that the Bobby Boucher and the Waterboy scenario where he's just staring across the field at him. And he's like, "Are you afraid of Red Bull? I'm petrified of him." Yeah, that's exactly how it was.
I mean, that's the thing is like people are like, McVay. Like, I mean, that team was kind of built for that year, like, and it was ready to go, and it was. I mean, the window. I mean, you see them play this year. They're like kind of.
Well, they lost all their good offensive linemen besides Whitworth.
Yeah.
And that I can't remember. I think it was Sitton that said it on Pat McAfee's show. You can win with 3 good offensive linemen.
Yeah.
You can't win with 2. And you damn sure can't win with 1.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams have Havenstein and Blythe, which they were good, like secondary players. Like they were good enough to patch up the holes whenever they had other guys there.
Yeah.
But with Sullivan getting cut and then retiring, and then Roger Southall going to the Titans, they're not good enough to step up and be that good.
Oh, no, for sure. Well, that's the thing. That's like the Lions. I hear it all the time. So, like, the 49ers are killing it right now. They got Laken Tomlinson. He was a first-round draft choice of the Lions. We traded him away. But he wasn't a 1 guy. He was like a 3 guy. But he's good enough to be that 3 guy. But we were using him like we needed him to be the 1. And same thing with Riley Reif, who's on the Vikings. He's a good lineman. Not a one guy though.
Yeah. There's a huge difference between good players and great players. Just like Eric Fisher with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's a good left tackle, but he's not a great left tackle. That's why he constantly gets outplayed by the right side of their line.
Yeah.
Their right side of the line is the best part of their line.
Oh, for sure.
Kind of sucks without a left-handed quarterback, but here we go. That's how you dislocate kneecaps and get hurt ankles and all that.
Yeah, and he was a number 1 pick too. That's the fucking crazy part. That's the
yeah, it's wild.
It was him and then what was it like the following year? It was like Luke Jokel or something like that.
Yeah, Luke
super
Jokel.
high.
Oh, what a fucking
Jaguars.
amazing bust.
Yeah.
So. They moved him from tackle to like guard after like 2 years, and then they're like, "Fuck it, get off my team."
Yeah, well, it's the Jaguars. So what do you?
Oh yeah, I thought the Jaguars line was going to be really good this year. I mean, they got Cam Robinson last year. They brought in Andrew Norwell last year, and then they already had Brandon Linder at center, and then they draft Jawan Taylor. I thought, and a really good 2nd-round pick too. I thought he was better than Titus Howard, who the Texans took right after the Eagles drafted Dillard.
Yeah,
I thought he was a better player than him, and as you can tell, Howard's playing at guard for the Texans right now.
Yeah.
So
that's the crazy thing is like that's like almost the forgotten spot of like the line. You need a good line. Like I say it all the time to Lions fans because they're like, Stafford's got to go. I'm like, if Stafford played behind the line, he probably put up like top tier numbers easy.
Yeah, and that's what you guys had this year. You guys had a much better line.
Yeah, they were giving him time to throw the ball. Like, I mean, it's like, which is what we should be doing 90% of the plays. I hate we have no run game. Our run game
not without Johnson.
And even with Johnson, it was questionable. He was okay, but like we haven't had a good running back since Barry Sanders. I mean,
he had the first 100-yard rushing game since Reggie Bush.
Yeah. That was just fucking comical.
And didn't Reggie play for the Bills for like a year and have average -2 yards and retire?
Yeah. Yeah, Reggie Bush was like, I was pumped when we got him, but then like he got outproduced by Joy Bell for a long time. With like it was like, get him off the field and just put him on. But like, yeah, we almost have no rushing, and it's like, but then like our coaches come in and it's like, here's a team that has one of the better passers in the league, if we can keep him upright, let's build to keep him upright and throw it to. We've always had a decent wide receiving core, like at least one guy who can kind of break some tackles or like go up and get the ball. Like figure out what it is that year, and then they're like, you know what we're gonna do though? We're gonna run the ball the first 2 plays, no matter what, and get 2 yards, and then it's gonna be a 3rd and 8, and we're just gonna put them in constant 3rd and 8s. And see how it goes.
Yeah, we can convert 3rd and 8 because the whole defense doesn't know that we're passing. So these defensive linemen can just tee off on our shit O-line, and all of our good wide receivers have 2 guys covering them. This is a great scheme. Yeah,
it's crazy. There's a stat I forgot. I saw it. I think it was after the Packers game this year. Because his opening play was a pass. They actually started with a pass, and like he got like 60 yards. When Stafford throws on like the first play of the game, he's like something like 85% completion percentage for like an average of like 29 yards or some stupid shit like that. It's like because everyone knows we're gonna try to run the fucking ball the first play. So it's like some stupid astronomical number. You're like, why aren't we just passing every fucking play?
Well, you guys talk about your analytics all the time. I
mean, it's just it's just so like that's the thing is like analytics is so big in sports. You're like, how do you not see that running the ball at least run the ball on 2nd down or run the ball on 1st down? Don't do it on both. Doesn't work. Like and the game is just so, and we haven't even had good running backs, so it's like. It's almost like back like when like you guys had. Well, I guess you guys still have Darren. Do you guys still have Darren Sproles? I don't even know anymore.
He's on injured reserve.
I was gonna say I thought he was still on, but I was like Darren Sproles. Like you're not really gonna run the ball 2 times in a row with Darren Sproles, but he's capable of catching a ball and running it like it's a fucking like a run. So just pass the fucking ball.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just handing it and letting him run at guys that are literally 3 times his size.
Yeah.
Why don't we just have him kind of run over here, throw him the ball, and get him out there against, corners that are close to the same weight as him at least.
Yeah.
Not these 350 pounders that are just designed to kill you.
Yeah, let him use his speed. Like it makes sense. Yeah. No, we had Theo Riddick, and we did the same thing. It was like we try to run it with him, and then they'd be like, let's take him off the field, and then like we'd bring him in for 3rd down, and it's like if they knew it's a pass, but like he could get out in the open field, like just do that on 1st down, let him go out, and he could we'd probably be like 2nd and 2, and then that's more convertible. But
we'll see. I've always thought I've always wanted to see more of the 2 running backs in the same play, like with Theo Riddick, whoever your all's bigger running back is, have him in the backfield, have Stafford under center, and then line Theo Riddick out here, out wide. I mean, throw a quick little bubble screen to him or some shit like that. Let him run. Yeah. Just don't make it look obvious.
Yeah, that's the thing is like it's always obvious. Like that's that's the one complaint I have against most Lions plays. Like when they line up, I'm like, I could pretty much tell you it's gonna be a run or a pass. Like you can tell. And if I can tell, a guy whose profession is to fucking play defense against it can definitely tell.
A guy who gets paid millions of dollars to pick apart offenses. Yeah, I think he's gonna probably figure out what we're doing and probably knows where the ball is going too.
Well, it's funny too because we typically do our best in like no huddle situations, and I'm like, I think it's because no huddle situations, Matt Stafford has to call the plays and the checks like all the way, and so I'm like, I think he just knows how to exploit the system. Whereas like when the coaches call it, it's like let's script this 15 plays, and you're like, by the time we've run 15 plays, we're on our 5th fucking drive because we're 3 and out for the first 4. That's why we always come back. It's like, oh, I guess we got to throw out what we thought we were gonna do. And like, we do it every fucking week.
Yeah. Let's take let's think outside the box.
Yeah.
Maybe do what you're not thinking.
Yeah.
Let's take whatever it is.
Make a chess move.
Throw that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
And we'll try something else.
Shit, I wouldn't even care. You put the receiving fucking running back in there on 1st down and then actually run it with him. Fucking just be like, fucking. They'll be like, oh, it's a pass. Oh, they're running. Then bring the other guy in and fucking pass the ball. Like who the fuck cares? Like do something different. It's fucking nuts. And I know as an Eagles fan, you're probably in the same boat. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, because the Eagles seem like from the outside they would be like one of the worst teams to root for because like they seem to always have like a ton of talent, and like in all the good places too. It's like there's always like the Connor Barr wins and like the defensive line that like you're like, okay, like we should win these games, and then like they just lose. But then you've also had like the opposite where you actually win, like Deshaun Jackson running back a fucking punt return with no time left and stuff like that. Like
that was a good day to be an Eagles fan.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good day, right? Yeah, so it's like it's one of those things where it's like I think every fan base has it. Maybe I don't know, like, but like it seems like when you're like, why are you so predictable as a team? And then also, why are you so unpredictable as a team in certain ways?
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly. I mean, this year, I mean, we were so hyped up. We had, we had filled almost every gap that we had. I mean, we lost linebackers, but like we lost Jordan Hicks, who was probably our best linebacker, to the Cardinals, and they paid him like $48 million for 4 years. And the Cardinals statistically are the worst linebacking core covering tight ends this year. Like they are allowing almost a perfect QBR on tight end passes. Okay, I see what you guys did there. That's fine by me. But we filled almost every hole that we had on the team, and we got, Carson Wentz, a deep threat, who apparently is made out of fucking glass.
Yeah.
Because he's played, I don't know, 2 snaps this year, maybe.
Yeah.
We destroyed the Redskins with him, which that wasn't going to be hard to do without him.
No.
So, and then next week we play the Falcons, and he's like 2 snaps in, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm hurting. I don't want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I mean, that's the problem is like, you can kind of like, you can judge the talent. I forgot who it was. I was, oh shit! I mean, maybe it was on the Pat McAfee show, maybe it was on a different show, but it was like there was somebody talking about like how like you almost want to try to figure out the player's mentality more so than their skill set, because like you could take a guy that has like a B or even like C+ skill set, and as long as they have the right mentality, you can match the A+ skill set. I think it might have been maybe it was Herbstreit, maybe I can't remember, but it was somebody on I think the Pat McAfee show, but I mean that's the thing is like so the Patriots they never draft high, they always trade their picks out, and then they just pick 50 people every year, so I think that's like literally they have no hard cap put into any of those guys' draft picks, but they can kind of bring them into training camp and see what they got, and then they can be like, that guy's got the mentality, we can mold him. Like I think that's literally like their mentality. So I'm like, yeah, because you see these dudes that come out of nowhere and you're like, okay, I guess that's how that works. Like,
yeah. And the Patriots, every year they've got so much turnover, which everybody thinks it's going to be such a big deal. It's not.
No,
it's really not. It's, Belichick this year coming in, like I think a day or two before cutdown day, he traded late round picks for 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And, which, it's not like he needs those late round picks anyways. He can find an undrafted guy. Hell, he can find a guy bagging groceries at Walmart that's going to play better than whoever that team picks with that pick.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the thing is like he almost has like that, it's like almost like a cheat code in the sense of like he could take a guy that's probably like a D and make him a C just by being on the Patriots, or it's like so it's like I could take this guy over here and we'll just.
Well, see the main players that they have play are versatile enough to play whatever they need to play.
Yeah.
And they don't teach them the whole defense. They teach them to focus on what they're supposed to do in this certain coverage. Yeah. They don't worry about trying to make up for this other guy messing up his job.
Yeah.
You don't need to know what his job is. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's really the thing, right? It's like, I think that's the key factor in any team sport is like, you can't worry about like, I have to cover this and also this because this guy might miss that. Because if you start thinking like that, then you're already screwed because that guy's already screwing things up. So you're like, okay. Yeah,
and you're too busy thinking about how to, like, do I need to go help him? And, oh, shit, I just forgot to do my job.
Which makes you worse, yeah.
Yeah. Now you're going to get chewed out regardless. Now, if that guy messes up and you don't go help him because you're busy doing your job, nobody's going to get mad at you.
No. They'll be like,
it doesn't matter.
They might be like, just try to cover a little bit more, but like it's not gonna be your guy that scored or fucked. So,
and the Patriots don't have to worry about that because and they find guys that are good at one certain thing, and they don't try to use them at everything. They just put their ass on the field whenever to do that one thing.
Yeah, that's it. They don't have anybody highly paid. They let guys go because they're like, okay.
Besides Gilmore.
Oh yeah, Gilmore. Yeah,
and Belichick knew what he was getting. Yeah, he knew what he was getting out of him. That's why he was like, you know what, I don't care. The Bills are going to let him go. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, right? It's like you have to know where to pay. And that's, I think, what ultimately makes Belichick good is like he gets most of his receivers after they've been kind of like cast away from another team. So they get them fairly cheap. Like he has never had like a superstar running back. Like even Brady works into the equation because they pay him, but he then restructures his contract to really have no cap hit. Like it's, so
hell, like he was getting paid like the 6th highest, like halfway through the season, and they reworked it to where it was all like a signing bonus or some shit. And like, oh, perfect. Now you're paying him less than, a 7th round pick this year.
Well, that's the thing is like, I wish they would rework it. I know I've mentioned it on one of the other podcasts. I wish they would rework the salary cap and either go to like the English Premier League style where it's like no salary cap, just whatever your owner wants to pay, they'll go out and fucking get whoever they want. Yes. Some teams will be way better than others, and some teams will
Cowboys.
suck. But yeah, Cowboys would be great because they'll just pay whoever the fuck they want. But
all Jerry Jones has to do is find another fucking oil field, and guess what? they're gonna have the 6 best quarterbacks just for fuck's sake,
right? Yeah, exactly.
I have money to give away. You know what? Who cares?
But then also like do it where it's like the relegation system of I don't know how into soccer you are, but the soccer has a relegation system. You basically the last 2 teams automatically go to the lower division. So you'd create new divisions. They have, I think, 4 divisions in the English Premier League. So it's like, but that gives people who come out of college who maybe aren't great out of college a chance to like get better at their craft and then like play for a lower tier team. And then it'd give us football year round basically, which would be awesome. And then you have all these other teams, but they're all independent. They're not like baseball where it's like, the Mets have like a AAA, AA. They're all in independent organizations. And then those guys can get purchased from the lower or like you build a team that can slowly move up. And then it would take away the tanking aspect of it. I mean, or what you have to do is keep the salary structure, keep it the same way it is now, except for take the quarterback out of the mix because they make so damn much of the salary cap. And like you can pay them a max cap of whatever it is that year. So like if the cap is 150 million, you can pay them up to 33% of like what the cap is. So they could make 50 million that year if they really wanted to. Like, I mean,
that's the one that I agreed with because I remember you talking about that one. I agreed with that one the most.
Because that's what just screws everybody over. It's that you have to pay your quarterback even after a fucking Jared Goff. Like,
yeah, exactly. And which, I mean, the quarterback play nowadays is, I don't see many teams like there's so many quarterbacks coming out in the draft this year. I don't really know of very many teams that want to draft a quarterback just because they all believe in their own guy. I mean, really, honestly, the way I see it is the Dolphins need a quarterback and the Patriots need a quarterback because Tom Brady's playing like shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good time to start getting somebody ready. I mean, I think that I'm with that with the Lions. I mean, if the right quarterback's around, I think now's the time to actually bring in a quarterback and pay him a little bit more and try to get him up to speed maybe in a couple years to play. Like, but like I don't think necessarily like we bring a guy in and he's gonna be a starter, but like, hey, maybe like a 2nd, 3rd round, like what they do with Russell Wilson, got him in the 3rd round. He was supposed to back up Matt Flynn, but Matt Flynn sucked. He can thank the fucking Lions for that massive contract.
He had one good game
against the Lions, and it was
whenever Rodgers was sitting out because they were the first seed in the playoffs. He just absolutely torched you guys.
But it was the most ridiculous game. Because Stafford had like 5 touchdowns and like 550 yards in that game. Like, dude, like it was just like nobody was playing defense. I don't know what it was.
It was like a Pro Bowl
But then Flynn went off and got a big contract, and then they realized Russell Wilson was better, but they had no money in him. Like it was almost the perfect scenario. Same thing with Brady. I mean, Foles when he was with you guys really was underpaid. I mean,
he's still on his rookie contract with whenever we first had him.
Yeah.
But the second time he came back, until this past offseason, whenever we picked up his option. And then all he had to do was pay $20 million to go get rich.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
it's one of those things that like they need to switch that up, because then you could keep team players around and actually build some loyalty on your teams, because you would be able to pay, like the Steelers would have been able to pay Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Both of them seem to have fallen off, I would say, a little bit, but obviously Brown's out of the league, but like Bell is not having a great season. But like the Steelers, I think if you talk to any rational fan, would say it would be great to have those guys if they were the way they were before they started getting disgruntled because they wanted to get paid more. You would have been able to pay them.
Yeah.
And then they probably wouldn't have got disgruntled. Like,
well, quarterbacks like that, like Rivers and Roethlisberger and Brady, and those guys that are on the back end of their career, they're not getting the Jared Goff and Carson Wentz and Russell Wilson type of money that are, just literally just the next one setting the bar, just continue to get higher. They're getting paid a little bit less than that, just because you're not playing like those guys are.
Yeah, I also don't mind like the NBA, where when you get to like a certain contract level, you can actually pay them above what their cap hit is. That's not bad either. Like, so like when they have like 10 years in, you can sign them to a vet minimum, and it hits like for like $1 million against the cap, but like you can pay them up to like $5 million or some shit like that. It's like something stupid. So it's like you can actually bring guys on and pay them what they want to make from a veteran, so you don't have to overpay them, but their cap hits lower. Then something like that could work too. But yeah, they got to figure something out, because some of these, between the older quarterbacks not wanting to let them go because they're like some have some kind of notoriety, like a Eli Manning, like, who probably shouldn't have made as much as he made this year. Or
I don't know. I mean, he had the 2 Super Bowls, but in the last like 3 years, I think he lost all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All that notoriety. He was
still Eli Manning. So it's like they're in the situation, right? I mean, the Steelers are there with Ben Roethlisberger too. It's like he has 2 Super Bowls, so you kind of like to say like, you're off the team, and we're gonna go with Duck Hodges. It's like, so say next year. So say Duck runs them deep into the playoffs now.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
They're gonna be like, I mean, luckily they probably have Duck Hodges on contract. I don't know though, because I wonder if they signed him to a 1-year deal.
I don't know.
That'd be interesting. That would be the best scenario for Duck, as if he is on a 1-year deal and like runs into the playoffs deep.
I think the most likely scenario, if he was only on a 1-year contract, most likely he's an exclusive rights free agent. So no matter what, he's not getting paid anything much. The most that they could give, that a team could give for him is like, a draft pick. I think they just put a tag of whatever draft pick they want to put on him. Yeah. And he has to, it's basically like a trade. Which I mean, that's, at least they get something out of it that way. I mean, if they did, but like, that's the thing is like, I mean, if say he would have the ability to walk, and it was like pay him or pay Roethlisberger, you're like, Roethlisberger wants 2. Like, how much does he got? Yeah. You got teams playing that. Like the days of having like Montana and Wright and Young on the same team is like not around anymore. Like, you just don't have that. You guys probably had the closest to that with having Foles and Wentz, where Wentz was like clearly the starter because they put the franchise future in him, and then you had Nick Foles, who led you guys to a title. Like, so it's like, which I mean, Nick Foles got us through the playoffs. Yeah. And everybody wanted to tell me that Nick Foles was better than Carson Wentz. I was like, oh, really? Because you watched every game. Yeah. Okay. So you saw this or last year whenever Foles started the first 4 games, and we looked like a real average offense. Yeah. And then Wentz comes back and, doesn't play perfectly, but gets us back to the playoffs, and that first year was Carson Wentz. He was going to win the MVP until he tore his ACL. Yeah. So, and then Nick Foles is just good enough, which he's a good quarterback. And not only that, we changed the entire offense for a playoff run, so nobody had any film on it. Nobody had any idea what to do,
which helps. And you have like, you have no film on anything.
And then we also had Frank Reich, which really feels like the missing fucking piece right now.
I mean, for sure, I could see that. I mean, you see what he does with the Colts. I mean, even the Colts. I mean, like people are. I know. I'm sure my wife's a Colts fan, and I know, like listening to the Pat McAfee show, a lot of Colts input there. But like, I feel like people forget that like Andrew Luck retired right before the season, like right before the season.
Yeah,
like, Brissett's good, and I think he's going to have a good career. But like, they weren't going in till like week. I think he retired after week 4 or like during week 4, the week 4 game.
The tweet came out like during their week 4.
Yeah. So it's like they literally had no clue. Like they thought they were probably going to start the season with Brissett because like Luck was banged up, but like they didn't expect him to play the whole season. Like
yeah, and he played the whole season like 2 years ago, but that was a different system.
Yeah,
that was a different head coach.
Yeah.
So now Frank Reich comes in and they're winning. He's got them on the same page, and also that same year. After Frank Reich went over to take over for the Colts, John DeFilippo was our quarterbacks coach. He went and became the offensive coordinator in Minnesota. Yeah. And he ended up getting fired. And after the end of the season, all I wanted was to see him come in and be our offensive coordinator. But now he goes to the Jaguars to be the offensive coordinator.
Great. That's the thing is people forget the coordinators and stuff make a big difference. Like in the sport, like you can't have like a different play call and like it's a totally different like identity like you're running with, like whereas like you could have a run first or a pass first or like run this scheme. It's what the Ravens are so good at doing that helps them, like because they literally went from Flacco, who's a drop back, to Lamar Jackson, who's option style run then pass kind of quarterback. Like to be able to make that switch is like it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's not only on the head coach; it's also on the coordinators, because they put in a lot of time and effort with the players as well. And so now the Eagles' offense isn't really clicking, and that's because we lost our two next in line behind the head coach on the offensive side, and so now our offensive coordinator was the wide receivers coach whenever we won the Super Bowl. Perfect, great.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of stuck in that same thing too, because it's like you've won a Super Bowl with these guys on the roster, so you want to keep them in house and like bring those up. People forget about that. Like that can handicap you, because sometimes those guys aren't the guys that you really should be running an entire big portion instead of just this little small package.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I wanted so bad just for DeFilippo to come back.
Yeah,
because it's something. It's something. And right now we're really feeling the effects of not having nothing.
I mean, it makes a difference. So you definitely got to get the right guys in there. I mean, I think that's where the Lions, I think they have the right offensive guy. Like our offense was running pretty good. I think maybe our defensive coordinator, we could probably maybe shake some things up. But like, I know Patricia's taken over some of the play calling, I think now, supposedly that's what I hear. But so that'll be interesting. So, and then, so staying with the NFL, we're down to like the end of it. Who do you see the Super Bowl being this year? Like if you had to project it right now.
That's a tough one. I can see the Patriots in it, just because I feel like this year for the Patriots has basically just been a show off tour for Belichick, because I feel like he's just gotten tired of everybody saying, "Oh, it's all Brady. Brady's doing all this," and he's like, "Okay, well, you guys don't realize that Brady wouldn't be Brady without me. So, all right, let's just get rid of all of our good offensive players. See what Brady does in it." But it's gone. And what are we doing now? Belichick's just literally having a fucking party on defense and special teams.
Yeah,
they're scoring almost more points than the offense is. So.
which is nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we all know that eventually Brady is gonna get that offense together. They're gonna go, and it's gonna take off. So they're gonna be in the Super Bowl.
They might even be more dangerous coming in, because it might be almost like that Eagles situation where it's like they probably have a bunch of stuff that they haven't even run, that like they're ready to just like roll out and steamroll teams.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just, and once that offense starts going, they're going to fucking go. Yeah. And there's not going to be anybody that's going to stop them. So they're going to, do that. They're probably going to I mean, hell, they're probably going to make Lamar Jackson look like a total dumbass if they meet in the playoffs.
Well, they already had one run at him, so they got tape on him now.
yeah, that's. I mean, and the Patriots knew they had to lose a game, so I figured, well, yeah, we'll do this, set it up for a better matchup later. Yeah, make people think that they've got a chance.
I can see it.
Okay.
So you think Patriots from the AFC?
Yeah, and then I don't know. It's kind of everybody says the 49ers really have it. I could see them. I think for sure the NFC Championship game is going to be a hell of a game. I mean, I could see the Niners, the Packers, or the Saints. Any of those three being in that game.
You don't think the Seahawks make it?
No.
Because
the Seahawks are a game behind the 49ers. Unless that switches,
that's true.
They're gonna have to play on the road the entire time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the Seahawks that defense is not good.
No,
they're not winning with that defense.
No, Russell Wilson's playing really good. I think it'd be interesting to see. I like matchups, so I'm a matchups guy. So I would like to see like Russell Wilson face off against like Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl. That'd be kind of interesting to see. The two guys.
That would be cool.
But like, I don't think that's going to happen. But
yeah, and this year, as long as it's one of those three teams from the NFC, we're finally going to get somewhat of a good Super Bowl against the Patriots, because the Patriots, I mean, the best quarterback that they played was Kurt Warner. I mean, I guess maybe Eli, but they lost twice.
Yeah.
But we've never been able to, and there's always something that happens at the end that, we don't get to see the Patriots play. We don't get to see Brady versus Rodgers or Brady versus Breeze.
It would be interesting to see, because we got robbed of the Brady Manning Super Bowl because they played in the same conference.
Yeah, and I think Peyton Manning did that on purpose.
I mean,
whenever he could have left, I think he went to the Broncos just because he didn't want to have to play the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Well, actually, so living here, I think they say the thing that put it over the top was, I guess, him and Todd Helton were like really close because they both played at Tennessee, and I guess Peyton Manning did a lot of his rehab like with the Rockies like trainers, like while he was like rehabbing here, like because he was out of the spotlight.
Oh, because all that legal weed out there.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be surprised. That would explain his affinity for Papa John's. there for a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, can you imagine? They're probably not testing Brady and Peyton Manning the same way they're testing every other guy. They're like, yeah.
Oh yeah,
like it's in there, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I can just imagine seeing Peyton Manning get high. Oh, that would be amazing.
I bet you he does, though. I mean, Pat McAfee said he hung out with him, so
yeah, that's true.
So
hey, you never know.
That would be hilarious.
Just him and Brad Paisley sitting on a couch. Dude, play that song again.
Yeah. Dude, I bet you they're like, that's why the chicken parm tastes so good. That's why. That's why, man. Oh, it all makes sense now. I think we just uncovered like the.
Yeah, we just figured something out. But anyways, back to actual football.
Yeah.
I would like to see, because regardless if it's any of those three teams, it's either Breeze, Rodgers, or Jimmy Garoppolo, the former backup. Which, if that happens, the Patriots probably win by 50. Because they already
know it. We know.
Yeah, they know what Garoppolo can do. We saw you here on the bench for 3 years. We know what you can do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And you saw that against the Bills whenever Belichick pulled the blocker down to come block the kick.
Yeah.
Because that punter, the Bills punter, was on the Patriots team or off-season team.
Yeah.
Whenever he was a rookie. They saw him. They were kid can't throw. Perfect.
Just bringing dudes in to
let's come block the kid. Yeah, let's come block the kick. And if they switch it, oh well, he's not that great of a punter. Otherwise, he'd still be here.
Right. I mean, that's true. I mean,
So
and they probably didn't tell him any of the stuff that they know or what to do. Like it probably was like, we know he's not going to be our guy, so like let's just take.
Yeah, let's just see his leg, and oh hey, by the way, try to run this fake for us real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, kid throws more ducks than Duck Hodges.
Yeah, you're like interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So Patriots in the AFC for you. What team out of those three do you think has the best chance?
I think the best chance, probably the Saints.
Saints.
So yeah, just because they the Packers can't stop the run.
That would be interesting. Brady Breeze would be an interesting Super Bowl.
Yeah,
especially if Breeze could win it, because then maybe he could just retire.
I just want Brady to retire. Get him another Super Bowl. Get him the hell out.
I don't think he'll retire though. I think he'll just be like, "Fuck it, I'm going to keep."
As bad as he's played this year, he's got to know. Like his wife's got to be at home, telling him like, "You look like shit." I mean, you look great on the field, but you can't throw for shit.
I mean,
like that one throw of him like trying to turn and run in the pocket, and then he kind of just jumps as he throws it. That was the most ridiculous looking shit I've ever seen out of the greatest quarterback of all time.
Well, it's kind of weird to have him be the greatest quarterback of all time because he doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Like even when he's throwing the ball good and it's like in the right spot and it's like, it doesn't look good. Like,
yeah, that's just because they don't have a flashy offense.
Yeah. It's just never looks good.
They really never have, except for whenever they had Welker and Moss, that was the only offense that was really going down the field. But other than that, it was always, just, dink and dunk.
Yeah.
We're going to get enough yards on this play, and then we're going to get the same amount of yards on the next play, and we're going to get another first down.
Yeah. They don't. I wish we would run their offense because they hardly ever run. Like it seems like.
Well, this year it's probably a good idea.
You watch a lot. You're like, they don't fucking run hardly ever. Yeah. So fuck it.
I mean, but they don't need to. Other teams they try to. They just like the Browns. They try to run five wide all the time, and with that trash offensive line, you are just letting the other team just absolutely tee off. On Baker Mayfield. No wonder he looks scared. You'd be scared too.
Well, that's the thing is like you have to give protection. If you don't have any protection, your quarterback it doesn't matter who you have back there. If you don't have you can have Brady or fucking Jeff Driscoll, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be the same fucking shit show.
And Freddie Kitchens comes from Bruce Arians' offense, which is obviously not that great because Jameis Winston, I've never seen more interceptions in my life.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
I mean, didn't he throw like 5 or 6 in London?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think he threw 5. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
most guys get benched before they get the 4.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws another 5 picks in a game, they don't just give his uniform to Byron Leftwich and let him get out there on the field.
I mean, Byron's probably better equipped to have a better start than fucking Jameis Winston. I mean, your job's not that hard. Okay, no. Just go out there and don't throw it to the other team, and I guarantee you'll be fucking rich in 3 months. Don't worry about it. Well, I mean, that's the thing is like you can be a mediocre quarterback and get paid well. That's yeah. I'm thinking. Well, I'll say I hope it's I could see the Ravens versus the 49ers. Another one. It feels like, well, that's the thing is like, so I posted on Twitter the other day. I was like, can't remember at the time in such a short span, because that was only like 6 years ago, where a team has a completely different franchise quarterback and 2 teams faced off with 2 different quarterbacks. It doesn't typically happen because usually you lose a quarterback unless you're like the Packers or something like that, where it's like you had a guy ready, and they had him on the bench. Rodgers sat for a couple of years and like they knew he was going to be the guy. But usually like losing a quarterback and then coming back, it's just not.
Yeah, it's not usually like the 49ers with Kaepernick taking them to a Super Bowl, and then just a few years later, Chip Kelly gets a hold of it again, and now it's Blaine Gabbert's our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. We shipped Alex Smith off because we have Kaepernick, and then Kaepernick's gone, and you're like, well, okay.
Yeah. Kaepernick's on the bench, and we got Blaine Gabbert. That's a good idea. Which Blaine Gabbert's the backup in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. How is that dude still in the league?
Kaepernick was playing better. Yeah. And I'm not a huge Kaepernick fan. But he was definitely playing better than, Jameis Winston is right now. And the shit part is the Bucs have the top, like, two of the best, receivers right now leading the league in yards. And they do a great job whenever they can catch the ball.
Yeah. When the ball can get released and actually is to them.
But I'm pretty sure the Buccaneers opposing defenses have more receptions than their wide receivers do.
Yeah, definitely. No, for sure. All right. So you have yours. I have mine. Let's end it with some rapid fire questions. How about that? Let's do that.
All right. I can do that.
And I didn't give you any questions, so it's gonna be great. These are just gonna be random ones. So you're stand-up comedian fan or stand-up comedy fan. Yeah. Who are your top 3 stand-up comedians? Favorite?
Kreischer, Burr, and Chappelle.
Okay. Now that's a pretty good list. I like that. Any order? Any specific order? You got like one?
That order.
Okay, sweet. All right, good. That's not bad. I'll take that. Favorite football player ever?
Ever?
Shit.
Wentz.
Who?
Wentz. I gotta go with just the one I can think of off the top of my head.
For you guys, the Eagles fans, he technically did bring you guys a title. So
he certainly helped. So and he did a hell of a job clapping from the bench in that game.
I'm sure. That's gonna be forever go down as one of the weirdest Super Bowl runs ever, though.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's awesome. Okay, so let's see what else. Favorite non-Eagle football players of all time?
Michael Orr.
Okay, that's a good. Why is any specific reason?
I was a huge fan of The Blind Side.
Okay, I was wondering.
And then whenever I saw him play, before he kind of passed his prime, he was absolutely insane. He got false start penalties called on him because he was so quick off the damn ball.
He was really good. He was exceptionally good. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So, all right. If you could pick to see if you got the best seats in the house to see a team play your Eagles, what team would you want to play? So watch them play up close.
Cowboys.
Okay. Rivalry, then. That's nice. Then.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a good one to go to because it's just so absurd that rivalry games are the best. Like you throw all the stuff out the window and it's just like.
Yeah. And if I could do that in Philly, in that stadium, that would be, that'd be so fucking fun. Just it's like the whole state just comes together to hate one, hate 53 guys all at the same time.
Yeah. It's rivalries are great like that. That's why I like the Lions. I expect them to lose on Thanksgiving just because whatever, but it'll be a good game because it's the Bears. It'll be fun to watch them play a rival.
Yeah. It's going to be great quarterback play for sure.
I don't know about that, but
Mitchell and Trubisky versus.
I don't even think it's Jeff Driscoll. I think, like I said this morning, I think they said they might be starting because I think Driscoll's hamstring's fucked up. I think they're starting like Roosh guy or I don't even know. It's gonna be nuts. We're gonna be out there.
I haven't been able to see anything. I've been asleep since 2 hours before we started this. So
it's nuts. So who knows? But it'll be fun. A lot to do. Start at time. Maybe I'll have a great opening game. Since we mentioned it earlier, we talked about Papa John's real quick and Peyton Manning's wheat affinity. Favorite pizza joint, chain pizza.
Papa John's.
Okay, Papa John's.
Honestly, yeah. They had the best discounts.
That a lot of times that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and my fiance doesn't like Pizza Hut, so
okay. I ranked them earlier because I was gonna I was thinking about doing a top 5 of them, and I was like, Pizza Hut's 4th because I'm there's really only 4 major chains. I guess Domino's, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, and Papa John's.
Yeah, Little Caesars is a landslide for 4th on that list.
Oh no way! Michigan is where Little Caesars is from, so that's number 1.
Yeah, I know. I went on vacation with my dad to. He was it wasn't really vacation. He was up there for work. We were up in Detroit, And oh my God, I ain't never seen so much Little Caesars, which we have Little Caesars here in Kentucky. You know, we have like 2 in where I'm living. So yeah, there's, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's the cheap one.
I mean, it's good, but see, I grew up in, so I'm military brat, but I grew up in Michigan from time to time when my dad would go out to sea or whatever. And I had many a birthdays at Caesarlands, which are instead of Chuck E. Cheese's. It's like up there. Now they're not around anymore, but like, so like I have this nice affinity for Little Caesar's pizza. I'll take it. So, and then my last question is, well, actually I have 2 questions again. Okay. The last question will be the question that you want to ask the next guest. And then this question is the question that my brother asked on the last podcast, which is, when was the time that you realized the seed was planted for the thing that you wanted to do? So for you want to do stand-up comedy, or, you know, when was that? Do you remember when that like popped into your mind as like, that's something you want to pursue, or like whatever it is that you...
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I can't remember like an exact day, but I know it's kind of like this time of year, you know, with all the family holidays. And I don't think, you know, around starting high school, maybe it's just started talking at the family dinners and everybody started laughing. So it kind of just escalated from there. And, you know, I started talking more in front of like class and stuff. Whenever the teacher was like having technical problems, I just kind of started talking and making jokes. Yeah, you know, and it kind of just went on from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's how I bet you a lot of people started, if they thought about it that way. I mean, because that's really your first audience, is when you're like got people gathered and people are just talking and bullshitting and
yeah, exactly. And that's really the, you know, kind of bring it full circle. You know, at work, we have to go through our first week of orientation, and it's basically just training, and they have some fake machines for you to do just so they can see what you're good at and what you're not good at. You know, if you have good range of motion, hand-eye coordination, shit like that. If you can't do anything worth a shit, they'll still find a job for you.
Yeah.
But just, you're not going to be doing one of the hardest jobs out there. So doing that, and you also have to spend half the time like learning about where you work and stuff like that. So you're sitting in a classroom as well. And I told them at the end of that week, I was like, you're going to see me again. And the guy was like, why, are you going to quit and come back? I was like, no, I'm going to work up here.
Yeah.
I will. He's like, why would you want to come up here and be a trainer? And I was like, well, I've always wanted to get paid to talk to people, so might as well have you guys do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's work. I mean, that's smart. It kind of gets you to do what, you know, I think it's a lot of things. People find something. I mean, that's the thing, is I think people can get paid to do something that they like, even if it's just part of what it is that you want to do. I think that's why it helps make some people stick with their job long term, even if it's not like the dream job per se.
Oh yeah. I hate what I'm doing on the line right now. I can't stand it, but I know that, and it really helped me going in. You know, I know that I'm gonna make it through because I have a goal.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's awesome. I mean, I think you definitely have the skill set. I mean, talking to you for the amount of time that I've talked to you, you definitely are, you know, can carry a conversation as well as, like, you know, be funny and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely think you got a potential on that. And I know we talked about it. I know eventually you're going to launch your own podcast, which will be awesome.
There's no telling when that's going to happen.
Yeah. Hey, but you know, the time will always be right. I was trying to start this podcast forever, and just timing wasn't right. Now I'm on a roll with it. So like, I know for sure, like when you do that, we'll have you back on to like promote it and stuff too. But that should, with me
being on nights.
Yeah.
The guy that I was going to host with, he doesn't line up at all.
That's the problem I ran into with my old podcast as well. Like, it just, the scheduling was tough. Well, one of my best buddies, but just like scheduling just didn't work to be consistent. So
yeah.
I mean,
he actually just flew back in from Arizona, so he's gonna be here for Thanksgiving to spend with his family. So
awesome.
We're gonna hang out.
Sweet.
Probably try to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out. Hopefully I'll be able to work my way back onto here and make some more guest
appearances. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely have you on from time to time. We'll figure out a spot. I know we've talked about that as well. So you'll probably be on here for a bunch more often now that I've figured out how to do these where we can actually like connect and be on and interact. So
yeah, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's way easier, super easy. Shout out to Tyler Allen from the Anomalies. He's the one who actually helped me get this set up. He's the man. So last question before we head out. What question would you like to ask the next person? And I don't know who that is yet. So
perfect. How appropriate does it have to be?
It can be inappropriate if you want. That's fine.
Probably want to leave here with a good impression, don't I? I don't know. Your favorite top 3 Christmas movies.
Top 3 Christmas movies. Okay, that's seasonally appropriate. That would be awesome. Okay.
Yeah, that's also pushing you to make sure you put out another one of these and get another guest on before Christmas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I plan. I have enough people in like the cachet that I think I can get a couple of these in and pretty regularly, hopefully, fingers crossed. So since you asked that question, do you want to end on what your top 3 are?
You want to go first?
Okay. Yeah. I haven't really thought about it, even though McAfee talked about it like last week. But I'd probably go Home Alone is probably in there. I don't know what order I put them in. Christmas Vacation, probably for sure. Because I like that one. And then the third one's tough because I'm not really sure. I probably go Die Hard, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
Those would be my 3. I don't know what order. Probably in that order. Home Alone and down, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So the only reason I didn't even think about that. The only reason is that there's movies sitting right there. That I was like, I don't know what the hell to ask. Oh shit, movies, perfect. Mine are probably The Grinch, Home Alone, and Elf.
Shit, I forgot Elf. So okay, I'll replace Die Hard with Elf because I like Elf better. I didn't even think of that one. See, on the fly. So Elf is probably it's probably Home Alone, Elf, and then Christmas Vacation for me.
Yeah, I talked about that with my fiance too the other day whenever we were driving back home from our I don't know where the hell we were, but I was talking about. I was like, what are your favorite ones? And they was like the Santa Claus 2, and the Santa Claus 3. I was like, okay, well, those are 1, and the third one sucks, by the way.
Well, Pat McAfee would like her. That's it.
Yeah. I was like, you gotta name 2 more. That doesn't count.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's tough. I was like, Home Alone 2. They're both kind of, but
and A Christmas Story's in there for me too. I just don't know. I don't think I can put it in the top 3.
That's tough. I've seen it so many times. It is a good one though. It's a good one.
Yeah, that was like our first vacation together. Was us just going. We my grandmother got us tickets to go see Christmas Story live in Louisville.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we went up there for the weekend. It was great. We got to sleep in a twin bed and everything. It was fucking amazing.
Those are the best. Those.
Yeah. We went to a zoo in December. It was great.
You're like, great getaway though. I mean,
it was. We had a lot of fun.
Well, see, but you left yourself with some running room to like get to better vacations. Like,
a week in Florida is a whole lot better than that. But because of us just going to the zoo now, we just like, a couple of times this year it was like a random Sunday. We were just like, you want to go to the zoo?
That's
like, which zoo? Sure. Yeah. We've gone to a couple of different zoos already.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, you got a thing, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's something fun.
Well, cool. Well, Logan, I appreciate you being on. I super appreciate you taking the time to record with me. You'll definitely be on again for a full length, and definitely probably from spots time to time here. Definitely talking football, especially as the playoffs come in. So last question, I guess where I'm going to post it at the bottom, so it'll be sitting here the whole time. But where can everybody find you on social media so they can go follow you?
Only thing I have is Twitter, and it's at Redneck2252. Yeah.
All right. And that'll be right below his little box. I will put it on there. So go follow him there. It's a funny follow. And definitely let's up his social media presence because
I think I don't even have 100 followers right now.
Well, let's get you to 100. Let's do it.
Yeah. I promise I'll start tweeting more if the follows start running in from the from the Tony Gordon bump here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna try to just increase everybody's popularity. So
yeah,
including my own, maybe. So that's gonna be the show. We'll be back next week with another guest that I have no clue who it is yet, and possibly also in between a solo podcast as well. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next week. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. So see ya. Peace.